What?
assault and battery.
I wouldn't
Um,
get fired?
well, I can't imagine a misdemeanor would result in you getting fired. Surely it would be a felony, right?
I mean, I don't know.
Well,
That's the thing. I'm pretty sure I just need to have a clean record. I
ooh,
don't know.
hmm. Any arrest would result in you
Yeah,
being.
I'm pretty sure. That's why I
Hmm.
ran. If it was any other thing and, I was still me 5 years ago, yeah, I would have just fucking turned myself in. But I like
Hmm.
saving lives.
So, this makes this hard because it seems like,
I know.
it seems like I'm gonna be real, okay? Seems like the bully met their match, you know?
Hmm.
And I'm not sitting here saying what you did is perfectly valid or legal or
No.
anything like that. But I do have a couple clarifying questions just so that I can try to make this determination here, okay? Um, so just to verify, you indicated that this was a larger individual, right?
Hmm.
Okay. And this individual in question here, did they actively make any threats?
Well, when he squared up and he said, "Do you want to fight?" Yeah, I took that as a threat.
Got it. Did you fear for your life?
Yes, he was so ugly. I thought my eyeballs were gonna pop out of my head. I thought I was gonna
Oh.
start vomiting. I was really
Oh
scared.
no. Oh
Yeah.
no. Okay. All right. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna document everything here. Okay. I am primary on this case.
Hmm.
That being said, I still have not gotten the statement from the individual who was hit. So
Okay.
I feel, given that, it would be improper to arrest you right now. However, that's not to say, once I conclude this investigation, that an arrest won't occur at all. But
Hmm.
here's where things are going to get. Um, I don't necessarily want to say tricky, but definitely nuanced. If the individual states, I didn't say that, this or that, you're telling me self defense, and the
Hmm.
individual
I am.
much larger than you, and a bunch of stuff like that. If they tell me that they didn't do anything, I'm now at a he said, she said without witnesses. If I can't
Hmm.
disprove, you did not strike this individual in self defense, I wouldn't feel comfortable pushing a charge at all. However, you kind of shot yourself in the foot by running. Had you not
I
have run,
know.
had you have
I know.
complied, right? So the thing is, I sort of
I
have to
know.
do everything at once. I can't charge you now for resisting arrest. Without, if I did, I would be unable to charge you for the additional stuff later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get a hold of the individual in question. Do you know the individual's name by chance?
I have no idea. All I know is that he
Got
had
it.
some big dumb hat on.
Big dumb hat. Okay.
Hmm.
Was it an older gentleman, younger?
No, probably 30 something.
Okay. Um, hmm. Decisions. I would definitely recommend trying to find out, whether or not you are able to have any misdemeanors on your record and just not felonies.
Hmm.
Because I can't lie to you, right? Like you did resist arrest.
I know.
I can't necessarily
I
look
know.
past that. But what I can do, given the circumstances, is even in the event where it was deemed not necessarily appropriate or maybe even too excessive, um, you've been very compliant with me. I have no reason to believe you've lied, stretched the truth, or anything like that. I can reduce a charge for a guilty plea. And assault with a deadly may be a violent felony, but assault and battery is not a felony. So if that threshold is felony record versus misdemeanor, you would at that point be okay. Alternatively, if I don't push any charges relating to the actual hitting, we still sort of arrive at resisting arrest. Um,
Hmm.
and again, I can't necessarily look past that. I don't know how, again, you'd explain that to your employer. I can't imagine it would be a situation in which you'd get fired, but again, I don't know. And I don't want to,
Mhm.
uh, lead you on to believe that everything is going to be butterflies and rainbows when there exists a possibility that it may not work out, right?
Oh,
Um,
I get it.
okay. Give me a moment. I'm
Okay,
just going to have to search something here.
no problem.
Okay, nothing there. It doesn't seem, as far as I'm concerned, that the individual has made any attempt to contact the police. Unfortunately, we're short staffed, and most units were dedicated to responding to this
Me.
call and then, yeah, and then chasing you. Um, so who knows? This may take longer than anticipated. Carmela, do you know your phone number by chance?
No, sorry.
Okay, no, it's fine. It's
420
fine.
something. Oh, I know.
Um, hmm. Okay, give me one moment. Just a heads up: the things that were taken off your possessions, the tourniquets. You recall how many you had by chance?
Probably a bunch because it's medical supplies. So I'd say anywhere between 10 to 20 I normally have when I'm
Okay.
working.
All right. Give me one moment. I had some tourniquets, and when it was given to me, I just out of habit put them all on top of each other. So
Mhm. It's
I'm
fine. I
unsure.
get it.
I'm unsure which is which. I'll give you the 13 back, and I'm also going to give you the radio.
Okay.
Assuming I have it, I do. We're good. So for now, because I can't, I can't necessarily conclude the investigation here, and
Mhm.
I can always call you at a later time. I can reach out to you, update you periodically as to whether or not there have been any updates. But I will say, at the end of this, at minimum, you would likely be looking at resisting arrest. Assuming I can't,
Mhm.
poke a hole in the self defense theory here, um, I would still have to charge you with resisting, which is why I ask that you speak to your employer
Yeah,
regarding
I
whether or
think
not it's a felony thing.
yeah,
Because if it is, you're
that's
safe,
the smartest thing to do.
maybe. Again, depending on how everything goes. Um, but if you aren't able to have a misdemeanor, then that is a little problematic here. Because me
Yeah.
trying my best to ensure, that you're working with me, I'm working with you,
Mhm.
and being lenient on charges here, I can only go so far. I can't drop everything completely. It wouldn't be proper for me to do. Um, and again,
No, no, and
I'll
I
do.
don't expect you to do that at all. I fucked up and then I ran. So I get it. I'm not asking you to bend any rules or change anything. Like I said, I'm hot-headed and I just fucked up today.
You say you're hot headed, but you know what? Number one, fuck that guy for saying the shit he did. Okay, I'm not gonna sit here
Mhm.
and pretend. Not that I would ever break the law. Okay, I'm gonna just say sometimes when I look online, seeing a bully meet their match. Obviously, as long as it's legal, surely. um, but bro, don't give them the time of day. I'm telling you, these people are foaming at the mouth for an opportunity to upset someone. It's the reason they say that
Yeah.
shit.
No, I
We sort
agree.
of we get back to, people who say shit like that have insecurities themselves. But I mean, listen, I'm a petty bitch, okay? Self-proclaimed.
Uh-huh.
I know. Listen, I hit people back all the time with words because I know that well, actually could get me in trouble, professionalism
I mean,
wise.
it could,
Okay,
but yeah, I get it.
but
Words is
it's far
always
better
safer.
than physically.
Mhm.
That's a whole different ball game. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna release you for now. We're gonna
Okay.
reclaim your possessions. I will return the radio. I will have to seize the wrench though. That unfortunately has to stay in our
That's
possession.
fine. Yeah, don't even worry.
Let's see. All right. Carmela, did you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the situation prior to us getting your release pending this investigation?
Mm, are you single?
Girl, happily married.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. Typically I tell people, I don't know, I'm kind of like, sometimes I can be witty, and whenever someone asks if I'm single, I tell them, no, and you ain't my type. Because then they inevitably ask, well, what's your type? And I go, someone with the personality. But I can't do that to you.
Yeah.
You got one.
Yeah, you can't. Thank you.
Yeah, I do have a husband now.
Oh my God.
Yep.
So I was barking up the wrong tree, huh?
Exactly. Yeah. I like to tell people I have Dick at home. His name's Richard, and Dick's short for Richard.
That's so smart.
I know. I'd like to think
my
so. That's why I do
God.
it.
Good for you.
All right. Let's get you out of here. All right. You gonna promise me this ain't gonna happen again? Don't let the bullies poke your buttons. Don't let them know where the buttons are.
I do.
All right. So let me go ahead and get your hands uncuffed from the table.
Sure.
All right. And I am gonna go ahead and recuff you here. I'm not gonna shackle you though.
Thank you.
There we are. Then go ahead and follow me. We have to head towards the area where you were in that big cell, because the area in which you reclaim your possessions is over there.
All right.
There we are. All right. Right through here. There we are. Let me lock this up.
Perfect.
I will have to take your mugshot now that I think about it. So come over here.
Someone took one.
Oh, did they already? Let me double check.
The arresting officers, they took my mugshot.
Okay, perfect.
What did you just do?
You're good on that front. Thank you for telling me. So right over here. I'm not uncuffing you. I'm just gonna go ahead and have DOC return your possessions here.
Okay.
And on top of that, I am gonna add the radio in addition to the tourniquets.
Okay.
Just a moment. So it's going to be 1 government radio and 13 tourniquets.
Perfect.
There we are. Now, let me just go ahead and just finish up signing out the possessions. You can go ahead and follow me this way.
Okay.
There we are.
Thank
Once
you.
we get outside and you have your phone, if you could just provide me your phone number. In the event where I need to reach you or anything like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
There we go. Over this way. I'm gonna let you out of the back side because the alternative is going through 5 more locked doors, only to be at the front of Mission Row after several staircases, and it's a maze. It's a maze.
Oh, okay.
So here
Whatever
we are.
works.
Let me get these cuffs off of you.
Thank you.
And there is no gate, so you can just walk out. But I do need your phone number.
I'll give you my number. There you go. 420-525-1122.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You won't regret this.
Aw. Well, I hope again that moving forward this doesn't happen, right?
It will never happen again. You changed my life.
Now, in saying that, I ain't trying to weaponize you, okay? But I am gonna tell you something. You ready? Yeah. I'm gonna read a charge out. Disturbing the peace, unlawfully fighting or challenging another person to fight in a public place, or disturbing another person by loud and unreasonable noise. If this is done willfully and maliciously, using offensive words in a public place, if the words are likely to provoke an immediate violent reaction. Okay?
What does that mean?
Essentially, if someone's being an asshole and bullying someone in a public place, in a way in which, you know, it might upset someone to do something violent. You know, like
Oh.
bullying someone, for example. I'm just saying, call us over. I'm gonna be real. We're kind of, you know, overworked, short-staffed, underpaid at the
Oh.
moment, but hopefully here in the near future we can respond to, you know, most calls. And if we do respond and we see someone, you know, screeching and bullying someone, it's very likely we can arrest that person.
Oh my god, I didn't even know that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. People say free speech. You know what? Doesn't mean you're free of consequence.
So
All right.
true. All right.
Miss
Well,
Valentino, any comments, questions, concerns?
no, I'm absolutely lovely. You have yourself a great day.
Oh my god, you too. Stay safe out there, okay? Good
Bye.
luck. It's so funny because because we typically play AU into EU, we never get to run into Carmela. All right. We're gonna go ahead and get everything documented, and then we will get back out there and try to locate, I think, Andre. All right. All right. We should be safe here. No one's getting arrested, probably. Um, 130 Matt Rhodes statement. Responded to request for backup at Senior Buns, where an individual had been beaten down with a wrench. Rhodes was informed that the individual responsible with hair last seen heading eastbound San Andreas Ave. Rhodes drove north. Oh, actually. North into the red garage, spotting. Latino. Dropped the individual who was identified as down here. Do. I just realized I don't think I got the phone number of the other individual. That doesn't matter. Do. Carmela. 1182. Indicating. Let's see the report. Hmm. Um. Actually. Hmm. So let's do Griffithina, Wilderberry. This guy. Actually, we'll just copy this. Carmela. Hmm. Um. Hmm. Um. Hmm. All right. Hmm. Hmm. Um. uh, mm, all right. I think we're good. Oh yeah, I love this song. Okay, so Carmela Valentino. All right. Mm-hmm.
Echo 7876 147.
I don't know if I locked thing here. Hey, we're good. If anything's unlocked. Do. Hey, everything's
Track
locked.
110, show me what a abandoned Seminole right by Senior Buns. I had two individuals flee from a different car and drive off. Do we know what's going on in Channel 2 if they are in that chase?
Yeah, check on Channel 2 as a pursuit that was going on from Senior Buns.
Based on how fast they're going, I'm looking at their blimps. I think they're still in pursuit.
Oh no, the sirens. We're gonna have to relog chat. Give me a second. I need to put Carmelo's phone number in there. Um. Sorry, chat 1 second. There we are. Prop, thank you for the 46 months. I appreciate it. One 10-8. Go grab fuel. Hmm.
Raid your check.
10-2.
Please stop to Echo 141041. Hello.
Good morning. Heidi. Hell yeah. Um. Hello.
Hi, Sunshine.
How's it going?
I
You know what I hate? I'm sorry. I have to.
What happened?
Half the time, people who call me, their name doesn't come up as their contact name. It's just a phone number. And
I
half the time,
know.
I want to say, "Hey, this is Matt Rhodes of the LSPD. How can I help?" But how insulting that would be to someone like you, who I know and have their contact information saved, but the phone don't care. Phone don't give a fuck.
I know. Yeah, I know.
What's up?
So I was calling because the victim to that attack at Senior Buns with the doctor, he came up to me just a minute ago. He did go to MRPD and filed a report.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, his name is Andre. It's spelled Aundre. Andre Del Toro, I think is his name.
Oh, okay. I see the report.
Yeah,
Just see it.
yeah, because he was asking for my name for the report, because he's wanting to, I guess, pursue this further. So,
Got it. Okay.
but I just wanted to let you know that in case, because I didn't know if you were able to track him down or not. So,
Got it. And then regarding, so were you the one who responded to the call?
yeah, I was the one.
Where was the individual?
So basically, I was actually like right across the street talking to Sean, who was up on the bridge. I had stopped to help somebody.
Actually, I'm gonna stop you for a moment. Can I meet you in person and take your statement?
Yeah, I'm here at the hospital.
All right, I am out front, but I'm pulling over to the emergency sign. I'll make my way in.
All right,
I'll see you in a second.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Hi, Rhodes.
Morning. How's it going?
Good. You're looking good today. Real
Thank
snazzy.
you. Thank you. Oh my God, people notice.
Hi.
Hello.
Alrighty.
Senior Buns.
Give me just a sec.
Yeah, not
Echo
a problem.
20 is 10-7. Yeah, 10-7.
130, same traffic.
Oh God, my comms.
All right, hit me with what you got.
Okay, so
PD from EMS.
Hold on just a second.
There is an abandoned PD cruiser at the tow yard. License
turning
plate
off the
ending
radio.
in 354.
All right, so we were we're
141
Sean was
PD
up on
route.
the bridge because he was just kind of keeping an eye on Senior Buns because everybody's acting up today.
Mm-hmm.
And what bridge is that? Why am I
Is
drawing
it the
a blank?
overpass for the freeway, like Upper La Puerta?
Yeah, like
guys,
right next to Senior Buns.
Okay.
I'm at
Yeah, so he
MRPD
was up
right
there.
now,
I was just
and I
underneath
just
it,
happened to
and
check
a
who
friend
last
had
pulled it out.
stopped,
I
and we
believe
were
that's gonna be
talking, and then I
Turner's
heard
vehicle.
Sean above me. So I was up on top of my ambulance
Turner's
talking to
status?
him. And then we got the call, and we look over, and the guy was literally being just drug out the back door and left there. Senior Buzz is cold-blooded.
Yeah, not wrong.
They are
Were they dragged
cold-blooded.
out by the individuals who?
No, it
Okay.
was some guy in like a green trench coat and a mask or something like that.
When you say green trench coat, was he actually shirtless but wearing that jacket?
Did
Did he have a backpack actually?
No,
Okay.
no, it wasn't that guy. I know who you're talking about though.
Got it. Okay.
So he kind of just like dropped him there and then like went back in and went about his business or whatever. Now, as I was kind of moving him from that back door towards the ambulance, and that's when I saw the woman carrying the guy. And he was like, that's her. She said she's a medical professional. That's the woman that beat me. And so I was like, sir, I can't do anything about that right this second. So I'm EMS. I'm not a cop. I was like, but just let me make sure you're okay first. And then once I could no longer see her anymore, that's when I went ahead and I called it over the radio. And because Sean was up there on top of the bridge, that's why he had such a good description of her, because he saw her clear as day.
Hey, just to verify, Sean, it's SHAWN, not SEAN, correct?
Yeah, SHAWN. Mm-hmm.
Got it.
So, I treated his wounds, and he said that I can't remember what it was that he said. He said that he had said something to her that she didn't like, and so she just like beat him upside the head with a wrench. And of course, I found, blunt force trauma, and I treated him, got him stable, got him to the hospital.
All right, let's see.
And then after I got him dropped off, I heard the chase still happening. At first, I thought y'all had lost her. Then I interrupted comms by accident. I was like, oh, okay, they're still chasing her. Never mind. And that's why I just staged, because I heard that there was a lot of jumping off of bridges and jumping off of whatever.
Yeah,
so.
I think it was like where Sean was originally, then down towards like where the white garage was. And then I don't know what happened afterwards. But yeah, from my understanding, this is a situation where, the bully met someone willing to stand up. Now, obviously not legally. It's not okay to be doing this, but
right.
Yeah, I need to get more statements to figure out exactly what occurred.
So the thing is like, Senior Buns has this whole fuck you Friday thing, which I don't know if they're still trying to do it or what, but it doesn't go over well because Fridays end up because people get mad and they're constantly attacking the employees, and it's just.
But are they doing a bit where like they intentionally treat everyone like shit?
Yes.
Like that one restaurant that there's always videos of where like, that
I fucking
you're going
hate
there
it.
for the experience. Ain't no one going to a fast food place for that experience. Fuck that shit.
I know thank you. Like,
no, if you want the experience, you go there with a group of friends, everyone's ready to have a little bit of alcohol, get insulted by the waiter, waitress, right? But not like, listen, if I just want a fucking burger and leave, give me my fucking burger and let me leave.
I'm not trying to hear your mouth either, right?
Exactly.
Like,
listen, I want as little time as possible in that place, okay?
Listen, okay, do you know how much Sean loves me? He goes and gets food for me because he knows I can't stand it there.
Oh, bless your heart. He's a keeper. He
keeper. Is. Listen, okay, I had ugly Kiki face earlier, and he looked me right in my ugly Kiki face, and he said I was the love of his life.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Oh my
If
god.
that ain't love, I don't know what is, honestly. Because
You know what? I'm having a bit of a sassy day. I might just go down to Senior Buns and see if they're willing to fuck with me.
Well, I mean, they shouldn't still be doing it, considering it's now technically Saturday. But I mean, maybe somebody had a wild hair. I don't know, but that Andre guy has always been like nice to me. But I mean, then
Really?
again, it's me.
So
So
from my understanding, I don't think it was just him. I think there was
right.
2 individuals.
Oh, okay.
And
She just went in swinging, huh?
Not necessarily. I can't say too much, but
right, right.
until everything's concluded.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm gonna try to get to the bottom of this.
Okay. Well, I just
But thank you for
wanted
mentioning they made that report because I did see it, so that's good.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's because I wasn't sure if you had seen it because I thought about it afterwards. I was like, man, I should have told him to stay. But
I didn't realize you texted.
okay, on a personal note,
Mm-hmm.
so we're all pooling together to try and buy a house up in Polito. How do you feel about that?
I'm be real, that's too far from work.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah,
see, I want to be far away because fuck the city, man.
I mean, yeah, but girl, I got a meeting, I got a meeting to be at. I don't know if I'm making that meeting if I'm up in Polito.
And these little shoe boxes they got us in. Oh my
Exactly.
God. I don't even know.
Though it does sound good, just not the logistics of it is problematic.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would very much so be on board. I'm
Okay.
considering renovating my little apartment.
Well, good luck with that because I finally just got to the point where I could paint my walls again. So I'm afraid to like mess with anything. Basically, Sean is ripping out the kitchen and the bathroom in his, and I'm keeping the kitchen and the bathroom in mine, and then we're putting the bed in his.
Oh my gosh.
Because there's no room for anything.
I
It's
know,
so
I
fucking
know,
tiny.
but I don't know. The way I see it is, I don't. It's cozy now, right? It's not ideal, but I don't know. I ain't really the home decor kind of guy, I'm gonna have to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get someone to do something for me.
Well, I mean, I do know a good decorator.
Who is that?
So her name is Natalia Omar.
Oh,
she
that
was the
sounds
one
familiar.
that remember she decorated my house.
Oh, okay.
Back in the day,
All right.
and Firefly Hollow. Yeah,
Interesting.
she's
okay.
phenomenal. So, yeah.
And
Although
once I get to that point, I'm considering though properties, rather than sticking with my apartment. I don't know. Genuinely, I have no idea. I don't know if, for example, the state is going to be providing any newer vehicles, if we're going to have to come out of pocket for that stuff. I'm not happy with where I'm at necessarily, but at the same time, I'm struggling to pretty much, yeah. You suffer in one area to benefit in another, at least for temporarily, and then hopefully at some point be able to make enough to accommodate everything.
Okay. Well, I do know that myself, Sean, Flop, and Ziggy are going in on trying to get a house together. So, should you be sick and tired of your tiny little apartment, then you and Richard are welcome.
Are you
and when we get the house.
Flop and Ziggy?
I mean, Flop and Sean are friends, so
Well, Etta, I'm gonna make this clear.
What?
Oftentimes, friends are friends until friends live with each other.
Well,
hey,
no.
Know what I equate it
to?
to?
To decorate it like a split level. Plus, they all work so much.
Yeah,
it's
I guess you're not wrong there.
I
was gonna say for me, it's sort of the equivalent of having a child versus being like an uncle or an aunt to a child.
Yeah,
where
no, true.
Short term, they're wonderful, everything's great. Long term, no. When you're the aunt or uncle and you don't live with this child, you only see the tippity top of the highs. You don't see any of the lows.
Yeah.
I feel
you
like
can leave them behind when
living
they start to act up.
exactly.
Yes,
Now
no, I get
living
that.
with someone, that's a whole different ballgame.
Mm-hmm.
Whole different ballgame.
Yeah. So hopefully now that these elections are going to be happening soon, I should be hearing about the treasurer position. Not gonna lie, I'm each day that passes, I'm just getting like more and more nervous.
I mean, do you know who else is going up for that position?
The other names that I heard was Leah Strong, Marlo Stanfield, Ursula Leichenberg.
Interesting.
I think
Hmm.
that's it. Those are the ones that I've heard of. Like, I don't know if there were others, but yeah. So, and I don't know how long it's going to take for them to announce, but yeah. Sean put in for the PD liaison.
Oh, I'll never be able to do that.
Why?
No, because I'm in this weird place with my position right now.
Okay.
Because like right now, actually today is like a solid day with like presence with officers, I would say. Everly, Barrick, Flop, Sky, Maple, Santino, Coco, Watt, Slacks, who should not be on duty right now, me and Turner, right? That's like okay, but that is not the norm. The norm is me, Barrick, Sky, Alice. Flop for a bit, Watt for a couple hours, but that is it. I know, the pay, I'm gonna be real, the pay is fine. I often tell people we are understaffed, underpaid, overworked. Obviously, I'm just trying to be a bit facetious here, but again, what's happening today is not the norm. The norm is 3 to 4 officers trying to respond to calls throughout the day that we are unable to handle, because when we're dealing with one, either a single officer is tasked with dealing with 5-6 statements, or the entirety of the force is dealing with a senior bun stabbing. And so it has just become this inevitable thing where for a very long period of time, we're just dealing with these senior bun stabbings over and over and over. And I don't know.
Something has to be done. Like,
yeah, I don't know what the solution is, but we need help, like, fast.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I agree 100%. That's why, I mean, Kiki and Veronica just did like a mass hiring for EMS, because
I actually noticed today, for example, EMS presence is definitely higher than normal. I mean, you pull long shifts. Tim the other day, poor guy. I heard him go 41. He sounded dead inside. In the moment, when I say moment, I mean someone went 41. Poor Tim immediately was just like, someone's here, going 42. And I was like, Tim, I appreciate you, because in addition to the mess that we already have to deal with, like throwing on the responsibilities of dealing with 47s, like, I'll be real. There was one day it was me and Den on duty. Me and Den. Nobody else.
Yep.
Until Tim came on duty while I was dealing with 4 people down in the elevator in apartment A. And that's also when people tried robbing Den as well. So, like I said, it's like everything is sort of stacked against us right now. I'm hopeful that, some of these new recruits aren't going to require too much attention. I know that sounds terrible, but reality is we need to turn, people into at least solo cadets fairly quickly. And, hopefully prioritize some who don't need much training.
I understand. Yeah, that's something that Sean kind of talked to me about a little bit. So, y'all do have some strong ones though. So
it's true. Oh, my whole point, I got derailed. My whole point is that I anticipate doing more than just being the day-to-day officer. I'm not even an FTO right now. I've been asked to sort of go for the position, and there's no way I would be shut down for it. But like, for my mental well-being, I don't know if I can take a cadet if the day is just getting too rough. Because you know me. I know where I need to mentally stop doing something before it starts to like eat me up inside. And I would feel bad if I took on a cadet, for example, and that happened fairly quickly in a day. Let's say we were, short staffed or whatever. It wouldn't be appropriate for me to just drop a cadet and be like, hey, listen, sorry, I can't do this. Right. But like, what the thing is, I also don't want to contribute to like there being no light at the end of the tunnel, So it's such a double-edged sword.
It is very much so, yeah.
Fuck it. I'm gonna go speak to Turner, and I'm gonna go for FTO. I'm gonna do it right now. You know what?
Well,
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Just pace yourself, because like Sean, actually, that's why he didn't take one today, because he took a cadet during NA, then he took one during AU, and then he took 2 the very next day during NA. And I'm just like, okay, you're gonna burn yourself out, dear. Please.
We got twice as many cadets as we do FTOs in our shift. That's a logistical nightmare.
Yeah, I know.
Now, the good news is some of them don't require too much. Lula?
Right.
Lula don't need that much training.
No, not
Lula
at all.
ready. Lula ready.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of names that will just be able to, be put out there for, because I think Everly got bumped out pretty quick too, right?
Which Everly?
What is her name? The Valley girl, Emily Everly.
Emily, yeah.
Yeah. So she hasn't been.
She pisses off the captain a lot.
Yeah, her comms, which I actually need to talk to Kiki and Veronica about, because a lot of our EMS are way too chatty on the radio, and we need to clear that up, because I don't want them looking negatively on us because we got people that run their mouths too much.
Yeah, I can see that. I guess okay, I'll say this. I guess sort of the standard or expectation has sort of become lax because of how understaffed we've been as a whole, whether that be EMS and PD. And considering we share the same radio, when there's 3 cops on duty and 1 or 2 EMS, we might entertain a small casual conversation on radio.
Right. Yeah.
But, once PD and EMS are like done hiring, when I say done, I mean like done, not just like, it's going to be a couple weeks until applications open. When we have a fully fledged PD, I don't think there can be any room really for like
messy nonsense and conversations.
Yeah.
That's why I try to remind people. I'm like, don't carry too many conversations. Like, even just that little exchange that I had with my EMS when I was like, okay, why can't y'all stop and get this 911 on your way back? But because apparently somebody was acting as a taxi when they shouldn't have been. But whatever.
Yeah, it's actually happened on the PD side of things.
Yeah.
I don't know. The other thing for me is that, like, when years ago when I was a cadet, I'll never forget like certain moments during me being FTO'd, whether that was Ripley, in the motor pool area right by the sidewalk, and the little like gate that opens up towards like the front, saying, I am here and you are here. And not in like a demeaning way, but if I say something, I am your superior, you do it. Right. Alternatively, situations like Angel was FTOing me, and I'll never forget. She was passenger in my vehicle. I think we were heading north on Sonora Road, or at least on Elgin, heading onto Sonora Road. And she was like, "You know what, Rhodes? Typically with cadets, I have to worry about stuff, but with you, I don't really have." And that stuck with me years later. Years and years later. We're talking, what, 7, 8 years? That has stuck with me. And it's because it's those moments where, you're in a sea of other people, borderline drowning, dealing with something that's very new to you. Having the people who are expected to train you tell you that you're doing a good job is easily one of the most like memorable things of being a cadet, which is an otherwise very
Yeah.
stressful time. So I wanna be that like, approachable guy. And
Yeah.
I need to be an FTO to do that. So I'm
Honestly,
gonna go speak with Turner before I get
if I hadn't been brought in on the skeleton crew at the start, I seriously doubt that I would be as comfortable on the radio as I am now.
Oh, 100%.
Because I when I was a trainee back in the day, I was terrified to speak on the radio because I was afraid that I was going to mess up and somebody was going to call me a fucking idiot, because there were cops back then that would do it.
You are not wrong.
And knowing, because we were so close knit, because there were so few of us, it made it easier and more comfortable because we were all just kind of helping each other out,
Mhm. Yep.
And and I was able to get over that fear, and it helped tremendously. But going back to the PD liaison thing, before you leave, but yeah, he really wants to do that. I think it's him and Nakota, I think, which, I mean, both are good options, but I think that Maple is the more personable one, because Nakota's just very like introverted.
I haven't seen Dakota in a while.
And, I mean, back then he was just always with Suarez. So, I
It's
think
true.
that, but I know that he's also more by the book and very
I'll say this: by the book doesn't always mean better. And
no,
the
and
reason I
that's
say that is because you can do something by the book, but
yeah.
acknowledge that, while you may be justified in doing something, just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Yes. See, that's why I love you so much, because I say that same shit. I said that to somebody today. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Uh-huh.
And like with Sean, he can be objective. He can see both sides. He reaches out and he tries to make amends, and he'll talk to people. He takes the time. He's personable. He's supposed to be a voice for the PD in the city council, and you want somebody who can bring that balance, because that's really the whole point of the city council, right?
You're not wrong. We are not wrong.
And that's, and that's my actual objective opinion, relationship, personal aside, I just, yeah.
I'm
But
hopeful all
who
goes
are you
well.
going to vote for mayor?
Originally it was going to be Mr. Thoroughbred.
Yeah.
However, I got approached by the other big tier,
Michael Simone.
And so I don't know. I'm kind of, I mean, I don't know what Mr. Thoroughbred said. What I do know is that Simone made mention of helicopters, especially for EMS. I don't know.
Well, Max also is promoting that as well.
Oh.
Yeah, Max and I actually sat down, like I told you, we sat down and had a very long conversation. Like hours in the park. It was me, him, and Sean. And I told him all about my experiences, and everything, and he was actually the one that pushed me to try out for the treasurer position, to apply for it. And like Max, he's very, I don't know if you know him, but like he is very, I'm not going to say he's honest, but he's very blunt.
Like mostly candid.
He candid. There you go. He doesn't beat around the bush. He says what's on his mind, but he is looking for balance. Like that's his main goal. Is something that he stressed to me. He wants to make sure that we have what we need, as EMS. He wants to make sure that the PD have, what they need to be able to pursue, because Sean had brought up like these super fast cars that Yeller